Well, good Monday morning to you. Hope you had a great weekend. We are ready to continue with square roots in our chapter today. Now, remember we looked at on Thursday or so, I think we looked at what a square root was. If you have a square root of 9, we know that is 3 times 3, so the square root of 9 is 3. We also know that the square root of 16 is 4. So those are both considered, 9 and 16 are both considered perfect squares. Now, what we're going to look today is what if it's not a perfect square. So let's continue. All right. Irrational number. If x is a positive integer but not a perfect square, then the square root of that number is irrational. For example, if you have the square root of 10, nice number, but is it a perfect square? No. It is going to be somewhere between the square root of 9 and the square root of 16. But it is not a perfect square. It'll have a decimal with it. And actually it's irrational because there's no really true square root of 10. So let's take a look at that. This is a very short lesson, very simple, but something we need to be sure we understand. All right, so let's move along. Example, between what two consecutive positive integers does the square root of 3 lie? All right, is 32 a perfect square? If you plug that into your calculator, you'll find out, no, that's not a perfect square. It lies between the perfect square of 25 and 36 because 25 is less than 32, but 32 is less than 36. So the square root of 32 lies between 25 and 36. Okay, keeping that in your mind there. All right, so here we can look then at the square root then is between the square root of 25 and the square root of 36. So right, 32 is right there between the two. So there's not a perfect square. So we would write our answer as, put the square root of 32 in the middle, put a less than symbol in with the 5, and then a less than symbol with the 6. 32, the square root of 32 is greater than 5, but less than 6. We said that's true because 5 times 5 is 25, 32 is greater than 5, and 32 is less than 6. That's our simple lesson. Let's look at the following. Find the consecutive integers between which the following square roots lie. All right, now what I want you to do is I want you to take your calculator and do a square root of 69. All right, and you came up with, it's between 8 and 9. 8 times 8 is 64. 9 times 9 is 81. So the square root of 69 is somewhere between 8 and 9. If you look under that, you'll get a decimal 8 point something 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 on for the square root of 69. So you know 8 is going to be part of the answer, but you're not going to go to 9. So it's between 8 and 9. Plug in 130. The square root of 30 is somewhere between 110 and 120. Looking at square root of 8. Now look, we have a negative sign here. That's okay. Negative on the outside is okay. But remember, negative on the inside is not okay. And the square root of 18 is somewhere between the square root of 25 and the square root of negative 16. And let's try this one. Plug in square root of 95, add your negative, and you get negative 10 and negative 9. So don't forget to put the negative there. That's going to make your order a little bit different too because of the negative numbers. All right.